things Padres. Let me ask you a sidebar question to Padre baseball, because on the podcast we did on July 4th, we had a lot of dialogue about Padres on television and the mishmash of what they're doing with the announcers. And then my statement, what I thought was positive about Padres on TV, what things I think they fell short on Padres on TV. And if I were king, what changes I would make. Have you gotten a response very much at all from the fans about the Padres on TV and what they're doing, rotating guys in and out, and what they're not doing in terms of game day content that I think they should be doing? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's been a lot of comments about it, and some people that don't even want you to touch it, that don't mess with my Dawn and Mud, but there was some criticism of Tony Gwynn Jr., which really kind of shocked me. But I think, he probably compared to Mud and the chemistry is not the same. But overall, people love the announcers. Sometimes people think Scanlon should get some more time on the air. Some people said, hey, the out of town scoreboard thing sounds cool, but while we're all watching the game, we've got a phone and we can look it up ourselves. So it's just all over. But I think, and there were also some people saying, like, how dare you, like, why are you even commenting on this?
Well, because my co-host is the one to put that topic on the table.
Yeah, well, I thought you would be a good guy to have some opinions on this.
I know what I know.
Well, yeah, this is like you're in your wheelhouse.
No, I like the group. There's things I think they could add to make the broadcast even more dynamic. And it's funny because I had a guy that I work out with at the fitness center who obviously watched the podcast and said, why are you critiquing Mark Grant for talking about walking the dog, or what type of pillows they use when they sleep on the road at hotels, or making Jell-O? I said, oh, I'm just saying that's a function of what he does sometimes. Sometimes it's really cool. Sometimes it's way off track. Got to be a little bit better balance there. But I just think I understand it's a Padre broadcast, but I think they're missing the opportunity to talk about other hot button stories with baseball people who've got great intelligence. I mean, I like Mud and I like Scan. I like Mark Sweeney prior to that. Pomerantz has a history in the game. Let these guys talk about the other topics on the table in addition to ball one, ball two. There's a curveball down in the dirt. He swung and missed. There's other things there they could be talking about, adding some flair to the broadcast so it's just not Padre baseball balls and strikes.
Okay, don't bring up Sweeney. Padre Twitter hates the Sween dog. I don't know what the deal is.
Everybody's entitled to have their opinion, even if it's wrong.
But I think isn't he with the Dodgers or the Cardinals? He's doing some broadcasting, I thought. But at any rate, well, it's funny. You kind of wonder who is their target audience? Are they really kind of going more towards, right down the middle, as far as, hardcore baseball fans and newbies, or do they try to stay in that family friendly, not nerdy statistics stuff? I kind of wonder if I'm sure they've broken that down.
I'm sure they do, but at times though, it leans way too far in one direction. Like Mark Grant's favorite phrase is, love that guy.
He's a good egg.
Good egg. Exactly. Okay. How many times are you going to say that during the course of a broadcast?
Well, you ever notice that sometimes the announcers talk and knowing full well that the players are listening, either to the live or the recorded version, because they never want to throw their guys under the bus. They don't want to get crap. So I can see why he says good egg a lot.
All the time.
Yeah, but most of the time it's a legit comment.
So that's okay. I understand that. And the role of the broadcaster is not really to critique the guy, but you can talk about the fact Tatis has hit 212 since May 3rd, and all this baseball knowledge in that broadcast booth, analyze it from each of these guys. Why do you think this is happening? I mean, to totally ignore it means you're just painting the thing brown and gold and everything's beautiful. Everything's not beautiful as it relates to El Nino.
But they're employees of the Padres, so they can only go so far with it. But you said last time you didn't want to turn the broadcast booth into a talk show. And so we're going to get opinions from everybody about what's going on with Tatis. And they probably have to be careful of what they can say, because some of those guys probably really know what's going on with Tatis.
But then the case is, are you telling the truth to the fans, the viewers?
Yeah. So there's a lot in that, but generally speaking, I'm with you. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of new things sprinkled in, experiment with some ideas, but right now, man, that broadcast is hella good. So we don't want to monkey with it too much.
So you don't have any problem with Orsillo giving Grant all these pieces of wardrobe to wear while they're shilling for
Now
ski hat night and face mask night and jersey night.
Well, they're promo guys, and that's why they have like 38 straight sellouts, because they make it the place to be. But yeah, it is a little bit like their Vanna White up there,
Over the top.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all things Padres, I'm sure. Nah, nobody's got any opinion on this set of topics, right?
No.
Nah. Fans Forum chat box is open. Jump on board if you want. Have a comment on Padres TV, Padres Radio. Want to hear what you've got to say. We